And here is the Writer's Almanac for Monday, November the 23rd, 2020. Today is the birthday, we believe, of Henry McCarty, better known as Billy the Kid, New York City, 1859. That's according to the book that made the Kid famous after he died, a book entitled The Authentic Life of Billy the Kid by Pat Garrett and Ash Upson. He was born in New York City to an Irish immigrant family. His mother, Catherine, was a widow. At some point, she moved her two sons, Henry and Joe, to Indianapolis, then to Wichita in 1870. It was a very rough pioneer town. She did pretty well there. She opened a laundry business. It was successful. She dabbled in real estate, tried to give her sons some education. But Wichita was still wild. There were horse thieves and outlaws riding in and out. Murder was commonplace. And then she came down with tuberculosis. She moved her family out to New Mexico, and her tuberculosis got worse, and she died, leaving her boys to fend for themselves. They tried to make do. Billy the Kid's first crime was just stealing some butter from a farmer, but then he fell in with a thief known as Sombrero Jack, and he was arrested, Billy the Kid, for stealing laundry. He needed the clothing. He was sent off to jail. He escaped from jail, and his outlaw life began. He was about 15 years old. He was small. He was youthful-looking. An acquaintance described Billy the Kid as a short, slender young man with large front teeth, giving a chronic grin to his expression. So he stole horses. He rustled cattle. And then he got involved in a feud there in Lincoln County, New Mexico, the Lincoln County War. He was working for a man named John Tunstall. He'd hired him as a ranch hand. And Billy the Kid fought to defend his boss. There were murders on both sides, and Billy the Kid was arrested by Pat Garrett, who was the sheriff of Lincoln County, put him in jail. The Kid escaped. Pat Garrett tracked him down to Fort Sumner and shot him and killed him. There was nothing about him that made him stand out from other outlaws of his day, but there was the book that was written about him, The Authentic Life of Billy the Kid, which made him famous. A charming young outlaw, according to a man named Frank Coe, who said he was about 17, 5 feet 8 inches, weighed 138 pounds, stood straight as an Indian, fine-looking lad, a ladies' man. The Mexican girls were all crazy about him. He spoke their language well. He was a fine dancer. He was a wonder. You would have been proud to know him. Here's a poem by Joy Harjo entitled Eagle Poem. To pray, you open your whole self to sky, to earth, to sun, to moon, to one whole voice that is you, and know there is more that you can't see, can't hear, can't know, except in moments steadily growing and in languages that aren't always sound, but other circles of motion, like eagle. That Sunday morning, over Salt River, circled in blue sky, in wind, swept our hearts clean with sacred wings. We see you, see ourselves, and know that we must take the utmost care and kindness in all things. Breathe in, knowing we are made of all this, and breathe knowing we are truly blessed, because we were born and die soon within a true circle of motion. Like eagle rounding out the morning inside us, we pray that it will be done in beauty, in beauty. Eagle poem by Joy Harjo from In Mad Love and War, published by Wesleyan University Press and used by permission here on the Writer's Almanac, now available on PRX for distribution by your local radio station. Be well, do good work, and keep in touch.
Revisit everybody's favorite hometown with Garrison's new novel, The Lake Wobegon Virus, available in hardcover, and audiobooks at GarrisonKeeler.com and at Amazon.